Hello and welcome back to a bonus deck profile video for this Friday. So, the reason I'm doing this deck profile is because on Sunday I will be attending my very first OTS championship. And I am going to be bringing pure Yubel. Why pure instead of Fiendsmith or Unchained? The answer to the Fiendsmith part is I just can't afford it. I know Engraver has gone down to but we'll say 40. That's still 120 for the playset of Engravers, not including getting the other cards that I would need for that, and then on top of that, learning how to use them. That's not happening. As for the Unchained, had I done poorly at the last locals before this OTS championship, which that video was posted on Wednesday, if you want to go check it out. I finally did well with this deck where I got 2 wins, 1 loss. Granted, there's only 3 rounds, but still, that's a pretty good record with this list, and that's what I wanted to do. Once I took out the hand traps, the over-encumbered of hand traps, this deck will perform well. And so, yes, I have already registered this for the OTS on Neuron. And without further ado, because I'm sure quite a lot of people have already clicked off the video because of my constant talking, let's get into this. So, starting with the Yubel side of things, of course, we are playing 2 Yubels in QCR, as well as the 1 Terror in Plat, and the 1 Ultimate Nightmare in Plat as well. Following that up, of course, is the, let me just move this over slightly, is the 3 ofs that you'll see, that being 3 Spirit plus 3 Sarama. Let me just fix these up. The 3 Gruesome Grave Squirmers, 3 of Throne, 2 Pain, 1 Mature Chronicle, and lastly 1 Eternal Favorite. So, why am I playing Eternal Favorite and Mature Chronicle again? Well, with Mature Chronicle, anytime a Yubel or a card that mentions Yubel is special summoned, I can place a counter on it, and depending on the number of counters I can remove, depends on what I do. So say if I just get 1 counter on it, I can special summon Yubel from grave. If I remove 2, I can add a banish card to my hand. If I remove 3, I can banish a card from my deck. If I remove 4, I pop a card on field. And if I remove 5, it searches out Super Poly. So that's the main reason. And as for Eternal Favorite is just because it is a second copy of Super Poly, because I only play Super Poly at 1 in this list. I was playing at 3, but at the recommendation from another Yubel player at locals, he suggested that I just play the 1 and added Mature Chronicle and Eternal Favorite instead. So, moving on to the Dark Beckoning package. So I am now playing 3 beautiful QCR Dark Beckoning beasts for this. I initially was playing it at 1 and then I was playing it at 2. And again, due to the recommendation of the other Yubel player, I have bumped it up to 3. I also have the 1 Chaos Summoning Beast, and then just the 1 opening of the Spirit Gates. I am playing a tiny Unchained engine. And when I mean tiny, I literally mean it is 1 Shavara, 1 Prison to search it, and then 1 Escape. And that's it. Why aren't you playing the Blue Doggo? Why aren't you throwing in Aruhas? And the simple answer is the deck space is tight enough as is. I don't know what I could potentially cut to add in, Shyama, which The only way I could ever really, to my knowledge, get out on the field is if I have Shavara and Escape in hand to pop boat, to do it that way. So that's why the deck space is just, so this deck list is so tight that I just have no idea what else I could sub out for this. I know there could be some people that will leave helpful suggestions in the comments, and please do. I will take that into advisement after the OTS, but I won't be doing it for the OTS, as when this video goes live, that is the quote unquote deadline for when the deck lists have to be submitted. Technically I could fix it up and do it on Saturday, but that's not giving me enough time to playtest. However, I don't need to playtest with this list anymore. I've done it. I've playtested this list quite a bit, so I'm happy enough with that. And as well, the last time I went for Unchained Yubel, I had 3 losses with the deck compared to the having it at this ratio. I am playing a small Bystial package as well. I'm playing the one German Magmont, which of course I'll have a translation on hand, a written translation. I am playing Druisworm, and I am playing Baldrake. So I think these are fine. These are really good ratios. Specifically Baldrake, because if I go first and I get this out, or I bring it out on my opponent's turn, and I have another monster on field, I can use its effect whenever they special summon Fusion, Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, Xe, and or Link, and tribute one other light or dark monster, target one of those special summon monsters and banish it. Yes, it is targeted removal, but it's still something, and it gets rid of one of my Yubels, so if I pair that with Throne, then that's a plus all around. That's one less resource from my opponent, one extra resource for me. So say if I even get rid of Spirit, that's 2 chains right there. Chain from Spirit, chain from Throne, to actually add some things. And then we just have some one-ofs that I have, and that is 1 for 1. As I mentioned, the 1 super polymerization, and lastly, the 1 terraforming to search the field spell. And then the hand trap lineup is very minuscule, because I learned the hard way, having too many hand traps can really hurt this deck. And that is 3 Effect Veiler, and then the 3 Infinite Impermanences. And that is the deck list. That is my 40 card list. I'm very happy with this. I'm feeling very confident going into Sunday with this list. And I even went out of my way to buy some new sleeves for this. So I'm looking forward to seeing how well I can do with this. So moving on to the extra deck. The extra deck has since doing the Road to the OTS series, it has not changed whatsoever. And that is, of course, I am playing the 1 Phantom, as well as the 2 Loving Defenders, the 1 Garua as the super polymerization target. For the XCs, I'm playing 1 Wave Hacking Caesar. I am playing Gustav Max, because it has come up. The amount of times I have secured a win by doing Gustav into Lieb is funny. Now, granted, I could always, go into Veritas, which is the next card on my list, but if I'm going for game, I'm going for Gustav. And then Gustav into Lieb. By the time this comes out, I'll have my QCR one of that, because I did buy a QC of that. And then as for the links, I play 1 SP Little Knight, 1 Muriker from the Underworld, which I never really go into, and then the Unchained links is the 1 Yama, the 1 Rage, the 1 Anguish, the 1 Abomination, and then the last card in the extra deck is Underworld Goddess of the Closed Worlds. And that is the extra deck. Now, going into the side deck. This, again, in large part, has not changed. It did change last weekend, and that was I took out Evenly Matched for a playset of spells that I think will help with, especially on Sunday with, Raziel and Malice running about. So the side deck is 3 Nibiru's. Let me just zoom in a bit because I'm not going to split them out. 3 Lanciers, 2 Thrust, as well as the 1 Talent. And then the card that is took out Evenly Matched for being, of course, 3 Xe Encore. And then lastly is 3 Dimensional Barrier. And that is it. The 40 card deck list, the 15 extra deck, and the 15 side deck. I feel very, very, very confident with this. I know I'll probably do well. And my goal is to go at least 3-2, assuming that it's going to be 5 rounds. Because so far, as far as I'm aware, there has just been 16 reservations. The max capacity is 24, so we still have some room for more people on the day. And yeah, I'm super looking forward to this. This is my very first OTS. I've only been going to locals for the past couple of months now, since August. So yeah, I know I'm going to do well. I feel confident in myself that I'm going to do well. But that is going to wrap this up. Now, I did say at the end of the Road to the OTS episode 4 that episode 5, the final, might not come out on Wednesday. It just depends on how many duels I record. And we'll go from there. No, I had initially planned to include this deck profile in that video, but because I'm going to be with friends, we're going to be doing probably some vlog style stuff, and not really as much vlog style stuff because it's registration's at noon, kickoff is at 1, so yeah, it's gonna be something. So I'll try to get it out as quickly as possible. But these things take a while, especially if I have to script them, and edit it to match what I'm saying in the voiceover. So anyway, I've been rambling. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you for the final episode of the Road to Locals. I'll catch you all on the very next upload.